Evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 4 o'clock in the morning Eastern time when this is airing, and we have one of the up and coming Dolphin legends up in the building. What's going on, CB?
Yo, what's good? Shake Money in the building. What's up, man? What's popping with you?
Not much, man. Crypto is bound to pop up soon. Hopefully, you know what I mean. That's the currency connection right there. Shake money and crypto. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you. That's what's up, man. Shout out to Crypto. Shout out to Shake Money. I appreciate you having me on, bro.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. So we're gonna be talking some AFC Championship, and we're gonna dive into other things. And when we come back.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics, officially licensed everything.
What's going on? So the old saying goes that football is what 40% physical, 60% mental, whatever. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because this next guest, CB83, he graduated from the Mecca of
The
HBCU,
meta. Yes, sir.
Howard University. Man, you need some brains to get into that university, man. And that's one of the reasons. When I first seen you, I'll never forget the first time I seen you on TD's challenging him, and I seen how you were able to carry yourself and bait him. And I knew this dude had some chops to, you know what I'm saying? Some mental chops to, number one, debate, and number two, you sound like you actually know what you were talking about. So, you know what I mean? Where did that
Yeah,
come from?
man. I mean, honestly, I've been around the block, man. I played a lot of football growing up. I grew up playing football and basketball. Played in high school. Played varsity at an early level in Florida. And when you play varsity in the 10th grade in Florida, you doing pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So, and you're doing pretty good. So, just played early at an early age, and my coaches knew I was mature. They knew I could handle it. They knew I would, get in the playbook, know my assignments, and it just translated and it started to click. And then I ended up getting a scholarship and playing, at Howard University at the Mecca. And now I'm here, man, talking Miami Dolphins with you. The family, I got, two kids. My son's playing ball now, so I'm traveling with him. He's doing his thing. So it's just good, man. Life is good. I can't complain, man. I'm blessed to
Yeah.
my journey is my journey, but I embrace it, and I'm here rocking with you, and let's talk some football, man.
Before we do, man, hey, I'm opening this for you, man. Bullets, old fashioned.
Okay, hey, since you, man, I gotta have a pour. Then if we doing pours, we doing pours, sure. If
Yeah,
if we
old
if we doing
fashioned, baby.
if we doing pours, we doing pours. So what I'm gonna crack is, let me see what I got back here. Let's do this. Let's do a little. So I'm gonna do a Parker's Heritage. Okay,
Okay.
Parker's Heritage 10-year heavy char bourbon. So it's 60% alcohol, 120 proof.
Damn.
And the
What's up?
heavy char is like the heavy char on the barrel. So what
From
they
the
do
barrels.
is, yeah. So what they do is they at the cooperage, they basically take the barrel and they put extra char on it.
Yeah.
And what happens is that a lot of those flavors come out in the bourbon. Like, more of the bacon spices, the cinnamon, the sugars, the vanillas, the caramels, they come out as a result of that heavy char. So having a little Parker's Heritage. So cheers, brother. I appreciate you. Cheers, dog.
And what's interesting is with bourbon, you can only use that barrel one time.
One time.
That's
and
it.
they say they're talking about there could be a barrel shortage, right? But I don't think it'll ever happen because I think there's enough trees and they're growing fast enough to where there won't be a barrel shortage. So that was a thing at one point. People saying, "Hey, there's going to be a barrel shortage," and it's
and
going
there's
to
an
miss
age
out on
limit
bourbon.
too. There's an age limit as well with bourbon.
Yeah, for sure. So, so what you got going on, man?
Not much. Hey, let me ask you this. I heard somewhere that it's a different world, which was one of the shows that kind of opened up the world to HBCUs, was based on Howard.
Great show. They actually their college was actually Hillman College, right?
Yeah, but it was a fictional college, but based out. They say it was primarily based off of Howard.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, I think that's the case, and no doubt that's the case. And when you think about Howard University and that experience, it is very similar to a like Hillman experience from a different world, right? You got the fraternities and sororities, you got sports, you got clubs and organizations. Like those are a big part of HBCU life and just the culture. At whatever campus you go to, it could be BCU, it could be Florida A&M, it could be Alabama A&M, it could be Tuskegee. Everywhere you go, that's going to be those are real elements on a HBCU campus for real.
And let me ask you, because I know a lot of times, I know you do. There's been times where you go MIA because you have some big events that go on in there. What's that like? How honored are you to go back to your college to contribute and give back?
Oh
You know what I
man,
mean?
it's amazing, man. Because honestly, when you go back to your college where you spent, so I spent 6 years of my life there, right? And you live there for 6 years, though you see those people more than you see your family, right? So I see them more than I saw my brother and my sister and my dad and my mom at some point. So that is family, right? So when you go back, it's just surreal. You're on campus where you once were, where you spent a lot of time. It's nostalgic all over again. So it's a fun time. It's a good feeling. I got the opportunity to take my kids back, so they saw what dorms I stayed in, where I lived when I was off campus. It's cool, man. It's a great experience.
What area? Where is it in? Howard. Where is that?
So
at?
Howard is in Northwest Washington D.C. So it's about. I mean, it's off of Georgia Avenue. So it's about 10 minutes from the Capitol building. About 15 minutes from the White House. It's literally like right down the street from everything. So blocks away. The
reason I bring that up is because my partner is here and he's also from that area. Let's welcome my man Crypto. What's going on, Crypto?
Crypto, what's good with you? Take yourself off mute, man. Take yourself off mute.
He's probably like doing something. He'll come off. Oh yeah, what's going on, Crypto?
Yeah, what's going on, yo?
The Be More
You
Humble.
can't hear
What's
me?
up with you, man? What's good? Yeah, I got you.
How about now?
Yeah, you good? You good, brother?
We got you.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Part of the building.
We're just on mute.
Okay.
That's all.
Yeah, I had
yeah,
to
man.
run some extra errands.
Yeah, because look, everybody.
What's going on?
You know, what's funny is you're on AFC East roundtable with TD and Doug, and they chop you up in the comment section, but not realizing not only did you play in a high level in the collegiates, you know what I'm saying, a great school like Howard University, but you also were offensive line coach, you were a tight end, you know what I'm saying? So you know all about the trenches and what it takes to block, and you know what I'm saying. So it's you actually do have a rich background in the sport of football. So the people saying that you don't know football is to me is
Oh
an
man,
asinine statement.
and honestly, man, you can't. I'm not gonna please everybody. I
I
understand
know.
that, and I understand I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But if we were to break down some film or get in the lab, they realize that CB know what he's talking about. Now, people probably don't like me because I support QB1, and I want them to do well, and I want the Miami Dolphins to do well, but it is what it is. I understand I can't please everybody, but when it comes to them X's and O's and them and talking three techniques and gap down backer and power versus counter and double teams and stuff like that, bro, it's nobody better, bro. We get it in over here. Shake, you already know what time it is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's interesting that they hear one thing you say, oh, you don't know football. I swear to God, Bill Belichick could have his own football show, and there'll be a jackass in the comment section saying he don't know football.
Oh yeah, that would be a lot of people saying that.
Oh, the game passed him by. I'm like, dude, he's probably shitted more football than you know what I'm saying.
For real, man.
Exactly.
So I'm looking forward to it, man. I mean, football it's a fun game. I enjoy watching it. And I don't watch as much college football as I used to, but I love watching professional football and these dudes get after it. Cause you can it's one thing to look at the ball, but it's another thing to pay attention to the trenches and watch guys move dudes off the ball and against their will. I think that's the coolest thing for me to see is just dudes get after it in them trenches, man.
So back in your heyday, let me ask you this: back in your heyday, when you who was your main rivalry game?
So in high school, it was Apopka High School, who was a big time program.
By the way, Adrian James graduated from there.
Okay, yeah, you had some players come out of there. Allen Abrams. You had who else did you have? Brandon Merriweather, who played for the Patriots. So they had a number of. There was a white fullback we had back in the day. Do y'all remember who he was? He came from Apopka High School too. I forgot his name though. I think he was
out of fullback.
Yeah, fullback. He was, but it wasn't like way back in the day. It was like he played at like Nebraska or Wisconsin. I don't know. It was one of them.
You're talking about for soccer polite?
No, it was a white guy. White guy. But I mean, he played at Apopka High School. Apopka's had some good players. So when I got to college, it was Hampton University though. So Kendall, you remember Kendall Langford?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, he played for the Dolphins. He was actually there when I was there, and the dude was a monster when he was in college, just absolute monster. But he ended up playing for the Miami Dolphins too. So yeah, man. I mean, it's been some rivalries for sure. And then I coached for a while. And I just love being around football, man. I just love the game.
Let me ask you two things real quick. Number one, before you took the field, right? Was there any suspicion or tradition or anything like that you did before you took the field?
Yeah. I mean, before I took the field, I would always, I would always be listening to certain songs, certain music. Like I was listening to like Tupac or some Bone Thugs and Harmony or something like that.
Tupac,
and then
baby.
Hey, Tupac, there it is. Yeah, so I was always listening to Tupac or Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then I will also always say a prayer, before I get on the field, for my teammates, for myself, and just protecting both teams, like keeping everybody healthy. Like I had a lot of friends, in the area who played ball, so just making sure we were locked in and go out there and perform, bro. I mean, we put the work in during the week. Games should come easy. So that was my mentality. If you work hard during the week, it'll come easy during the game.
So if you could grab one highlight from your career or one moment from your career so you could show your kids, what would that moment be?
That's a good question. It'd probably be my touchdown against Apopka High School. We ran a wing T. So we had like a waggle play, like a play action play. And I caught like a 35, 40-yard pass up the seam right behind the safety. And, I was basically open, caught it. I was right in the touchdown. So that was a good play. I'll probably, take that one and show that one to him for sure.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
So before we get into the AFC, in the NFC Championship, we all three of us here are Dolphin fans.
Yeah.
And I heard you earlier today. You were with Big C, and I tell you what, man. I know you're a big advocate of Tua, but I think this is Tua's last leg. And why is that? Because he doesn't take care of himself,
and that's I think
field?
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like as a professional athlete, you have to know what you can and can't do, right?
Yeah.
And you can't put on that cape and be a superhero unless you're fit to do it or you know how to protect yourself, right? And like we can't keep having these conversations about you not being available. Like you're getting paid $50 million to be on the field. So every snap counts. We need you there. When you're getting paid that type of money, like you got to be available. So I really am up to the last. This is it with Tua. Like Tua's got another year to prove us wrong. But if he can't prove us wrong this next year, then I think the Miami Dolphins have to move on. I think it's time to cut bait. If he can't figure it out next year, I think it's time.
Yeah. You know what? I look. At the end of the day, I've come to the realization that we're not going to move off of Tua this year. I think we're gonna give him one more year. And in my opinion, this is my opinion. I think the best course of action is because he's going to be cheap. He doesn't have that much confidence in him left. I think Mac Jones will be a great option because everything that Tua does well, Mac Jones does well. Again, he's not the world beater, but I think he would be a great fit in this system. Kind of like you look at Snoop Huntley. Okay, Snoop Huntley did well in Baltimore because he was able to do what Lamar did, not to the level of Lamar, but he was able to copy and paste what Lamar was able to do. Again, not to the level that Lamar Jackson did it, but he did it well enough where the offense wasn't skipping a beat. And I think if we put Mac Jones where he has that camaraderie with Waddle. He knows how to run that type of offense, that Alabama offense that they're trying to build for Tua. So I think if he does get injured, I don't think that they don't have to tear the offense too much differently than they would for Tua. I think he would fit it. He would be kind of like it'll be a copy and paste. Not to mention Mac Jones is a film junkie and he has a good football IQ to kind of get down the offense that they're trying to run pretty fast.
And Shaq, I agree with you. I think Mac Jones would be solid. I think anybody behind Tua who's played NFL football, and Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler his first year. I think it was kind of by default, right? Mm-hmm. But I think he can come in and operate a system well, like behind a guy who, and I think he can push Tua. And I think that's what Tua needs at this point. I still think we need to draft somebody.
Of
but
course.
yeah, I still think we need to draft somebody. But I
Yeah,
think
you gotta go in the draft and get somebody.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I
but you're
think
not going to
I
expect
think
that
Matt
quarterback
That's
Jones.
where I'm
to
at.
come in right away and
Yeah,
learn this offense.
and I agree with you there too, Shake. I don't think you can draft a guy and say, "Hey, I expect you to come in if Tua's down, and play really well." So that's
Right,
why
which means you give the season's over anyway, so it doesn't matter. You got a brand new guy on a rookie deal, and you might as well just go with him at that
So
point.
you think you should go with the rookie instead of going with the solidified backup, Crypto?
Yeah,
Mm,
because at least he can learn the offense. I mean, now the learning curves for a lot of rookies is not as long as most people think. There's at least one or two come in and play well and do good. You know, that's been more of a trend lately. So I'll be more than be willing to take and let the rookie come in. If Tua goes down, it's almost like when Tua goes down because he hadn't proved other than just one season that he's able to stay healthy the whole season. So he'll get enough gameplay anyways, given to his history. So I'll be like, okay, the starter's down. The possible replacement is already in the building. Let's say if it's middle of the season like Tua did this year or whatever, or late, he'll have enough games under his belt to be able to for the following year to hit the ground running. Because at that point, everybody been probably moved off Tua at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, plus he'll have enough games this season, and then he could just hit the ground running next season, the following year, and he'll be still on his rookie deal. So they're trying to scramble to get a rookie quarterback that year.
yeah, and I hear your point. You kind of saying the season is probably going to be over with anyways, which I don't really agree with. I feel like you could still find a guy who can salvage the season if Tua's out, right?
Mhm. Yes.
And
That's
maybe
why I
get
like
us
Mike
into
Jones.
maybe get us into the playoffs and win a playoff game. I mean, I don't know if he's going to take us to the Super Bowl, but I mean, you just have a better shot of competing. But I hear you though. I mean, I think if Tua goes down,
Because we're already one step away from rebuilding anyway.
Yeah,
So
So
it's like
I'm just willing to get in earlier. So
I feel
that's
you,
what, man.
Yeah.
Because I think Greer is probably going to say, hey, they probably not going to want to trade him. They probably going to eat the contract like the Broncos did with Russell Wilson. That's probably what they're going to end up doing, and then try to trade him off or whatever. And then
again,
because they could spread those years out on his remainder of his contract, like the Broncos did, and then go with the rookie like they went with Bo Nix.
Well, they could do like what the Rams did. Again, it's going to cost us a first round pick, but they could actually bribe a team to take that contract by giving compensation.
A regular swap with Jared Goff? What do you mean?
No, when Jared Goff they took Matthew Stafford. They also gave him a Rams a first round draft pick to take Jared Goff's contract with him.
Okay, to take it, yeah, that's possible.
As a matter of fact, we did that with the Rams. We Akeem Talib.
Yeah,
we got a 5th round draft pick, and they got a 7th round draft pick, so we could, and it was pretty much a salary dump because Akeem Talib never played
Never played it down.
Yeah, sure didn't. Yeah.
It's gonna be one of those teams that's in the shitter anyway. And they're like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, Iceman had an interesting approach. Speaking of, the season could be over if Tua goes down at any point of the season. Here's another one. What you do when right before the season starts, let's say Weaver gets hired by the Saints. He accepts the offer. He's out. We immediately hire Chris Shula as his replacement to be the DC,
legacy.
to be the assistant coach, right? So if we're like starting off bad like we did this year and the season's pretty much gone, Mike McDaniel's out of here, then Chris Shula gets immediately promoted to head coach as the interim coach. and we have the grandson and the legacy of Don Shula with the Dolphins in house.
Boy, y'all got
That's
some
how we get a
conspiracy.
Shula as our head coach.
Boy,
That's
y'all
how
got some.
Iceman came up with that one. I was like, man, you on to something there. That's how we get a Shula in house.
Y'all got
Just
some
have the New Orleans
conspiracy.
Saints hire Weaver, and that's how we get them.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't think the Rams are going to give up on Shula just yet.
We can offer him like $20 million a year, make him the
Mhm.
highest assistant coach.
we do like we do like we're gonna do with what we did with Vic Fangio.
Vangio, yeah, just do like we did with Vangio.
So let
Hey,
me
we
ask you
got
this.
you.
Let me ask you, CB.
Yeah.
If the Dolphins, all right, give me your main 3 targets in the draft this year. What are your main 3 needs that they cannot leave the draft without addressing?
I'm gonna say they need to draft a guard. They need to draft
Brewer is
another
good. I
they
would say
need
center, but Brewer and him are tight.
they need to draft another tackle,
Okay,
offensive tackle. And
so
I'd
you're going
like to
2
see
linemen.
them. Yep, I'm going 2 linemen, and then I'm gonna go man.
Long snapper, right? No.
I think I'll go. It's
Yeah,
either gonna be safety or interior defensive lineman. So I think I went with 4, but I think safety or defensive interior lineman is gonna
Yeah,
be the
because Javon
play.
Holland, I don't see him returning.
Yeah, I don't think Javon Holland
yeah,
will
we can get
be
his
in Miami
replacement in the
Dolphins.
3rd round.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a good safety class too. I think there's some good safeties out there. So I think safety,
Yeah,
And not to mention
defensive
Chris Beard
lineman,
has a
and
good track
offensive
record of
lineman.
drafting safety. So.
Yeah, he
yeah, he's
does.
good with those safeties.
He drives good safeties. He does.
Yep.
Not to mention, I think a cornerback, because there's talks of actually finally moving your boy Ramsey to safety.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind it. I mean, I think he'd be a good safety. I think that's a solid play.
Yeah, because he's not the same Ramsey like he used to be.
Because that's what happened to number 21. I forgot what his name was. As a matter of fact, it was Josh Boyer who turned him into cornerback. Rowe. He was a
Oh,
cornerback.
Eric
I
Rowe.
remember in 2019, this man was getting cooked like a rotisserie chicken. Then Josh Boyer had the foresight to put him as strong safety, and he was able to do something that Dolphin fans have been wanting for a long time, and that's to race the tight ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with you.
As
Yep.
a matter of fact, Eric Rowe got the pick 6 against Tom Brady 1 week, the last week of the season.
He
Yeah, that
did,
was
man.
him, wasn't it? Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
That was him. That was his last game in New England, right?
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, in the regular
We
season,
had
yep.
so many like little like role guys that kind of played their role and played it well. I mean, man, I wish I don't know. Was our defense better back then, or are they better now?
Our defense was good then. We've always had consistent defenses. You know,
what?
that was the
I
20,
think we're good. I
the
think they're good now
2020
because look,
defense.
I think I don't I want to say one or the other because number 2019 and now I think unfortunately for Weaver, and I think this is what speaks to how good of a coach Weaver is. I don't think Weaver had the talent, that in the last 3 years. This defense, I think, talent-wise, has declined. I mean, obviously, it's been playing
Yes,
well,
been leaving.
but that's just speaks to the volumes of how good Coach Weaver is. Because number one, I think Weaver is the type of coach that would kind of get the discipline, but at the same time, he doesn't have to be a dictator to do so.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's what you're saying, and I do agree with you. He hasn't had the talent. I feel like a lot of his guys have been hurt. Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb. Um, he's had guys go down. A lot of guys go down. So I think that makes a difference in, his approach to calling the defense. He can't be as aggressive as he wants to be. I mean, I agree with you. I feel like this defense needs to take a step up next year. Like they need to take a leap. And they were solid this year, but I feel like next year, if they take a leap and the offense gets better, I mean, the Miami Dolphins will definitely be in a better spot than they are right now, for sure.
Real talk. Listen, if you listen to Anthony Weaver press conference, right, you be like, God damn, this guy, he's direct, he's concise, he knows what he wants. You
He's
listen
sharp.
to McDaniels,
Yeah.
you need one of these motherfuckers to fucking listen to.
Yeah,
McDaniel, man,
McDaniel
sound
will
like
get.
he's doing
McDaniel
a
will
press conference at the White House or something.
He does, bro. He'll give you the runaround. He's gonna give you the most political answer too.
Yeah. So like, man,
It's crazy, man. But hey, listen. Like I've always said, there's no need to ask how we got here. Here is where we are, and this is what we need to deal with. You know, and I think
everybody's on their last leg
Mm-hmm.
as far as chances.
Yeah, and freaking Buffalo Bills. Now the Patriots got Mike Vrabel. Jets, we don't have to worry about the Jets for a while. But I don't know. It's like the Patriot. It's like I feel like we're instead of moving forward, it feels like we're falling behind.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I think it's on the leadership for real. Like they got to be better. McDaniel, Greer, the collective, like they got to make better decisions, and they got to approach it. They got to approach it differently for sure.
And what's funny is
if you're standing still, you're moving backwards.
Yeah,
you're right.
And at the end of the day, look, what? As much as as people give shit to Greer, I think last draft class was one of his best since 21. He had contributors. He had Jalen Wright. He had Taj Washington. He had Patrick Paul to some extent. I think he's towards the end. He started getting into his zone.
Yeah, Patrick Paul started coming on. Like he got some opportunities to play. Chop played well.
Yeah, he started coming into his own as well.
Yep. So you saw some of them guys. Malik Washington had some impact plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought this past draft class was solid. Was solid for sure.
So man, but anyway, listen, we could talk about this for hours, but let's just get into these these next games, and let's start off with the Chef Ju special.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Ju. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Ju Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also, reach me at chefjukecatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats. Food with a passion. We do it all.
All right. That's my man, Chef Ju.
Well, Chef Ju. Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Chef Ju.
Those
making
cupcakes are nice, man.
Hell yeah.
Those chocolate ones was perfect. I mean, all of them are, but I love the chocolate ones.
He's in the Tri-County area. Pembroke, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. Hit him up. And if you mention the Finn's Tailgate, you get 10% off your first order, man. So, and he delivered. And by the way, hit up Chef Ju CB because he delivers cookies now.
Oh, okay. I gotta hit him up. Hell yeah, I need some.
So,
I need some cookies. Even though I'm watching my girlish figure, I'm still gonna hit him up.
Yeah. Hey, listen, man. Your son is in a 7-on-7 tournament, so hey, man, y'all need to celebrate. When
for sure. We gonna be over in Wesley Chapel this weekend, so we'll be over there.
Wesley, wait a minute. What's Wesley Chapel? What do you mean? Wait a minute, say that.
It's
What
in
is
like
that?
it's in the Tampa area.
Yeah,
So,
Wesley Chapel
Oh,
is in Tampa area.
yeah, it's near.
it
It's
is.
it's right. Yeah,
Isn't that
just
where
north of Tampa.
Wesley Snipes marries people?
Right.
Hey, speaking of Wesley Snipes is from Orlando, man. Shout out to Wesley Snipes
Is
from
he?
the
Man,
O,
Wesley Snipes.
man.
Hey,
Oh
listen,
man,
one of my
I didn't even
favorite.
know that.
Yeah.
Man.
You know what's funny is my favorite comic book movie of all time. Even though I'm a big Spider-Man, I'm a big Batman fan. My favorite
Mhm.
comic book movie is the Blade series. I could watch that
Ooh,
shit all.
fire.
Blade.
Fire.
Hell yeah, I love Blade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Blade's fire. I heard they
Yeah,
were
it
the
coming
reason
out
is.
I
with
like
another. Hey,
Blade
I
is
heard they were
because
coming out with
In
another
general,
one.
I love
you know what I'm saying.
those type of movies, anyways. You know, I'm
Shake,
a
I
big
heard they
fan
were
of them
coming out
type.
with another one though.
Really? Yeah, a new one. He looks
Mhm.
just like Wesley Snipes too. The new guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I gotta check it out,
Who's playing him?
man.
You know who it is playing him? Shake.
I forgot what. I don't know his name. He's an up and coming actor, but he does resemble Wesley Snipes a lot.
Oh, okay.
Which, by the way, I got to watch this weekend. I'm gonna watch. Actually, I want to watch. I got to watch the new Daredevil, whatever, with not Daredevil, Wolverine and Deadpool,
Deadpool. Okay.
because
Yeah.
Wesley
Yeah.
Snipes they makes an appearance on it. Man, Wesley Snipes I think is a hell of an actor, man.
Oh yeah.
White
Oh
Man
yeah, for
Can't
sure.
Jump, Demolition Man.
Top of the. Yeah,
Actually, matter of fact, I love this
one
part
of the
in
top
Coming
What's
to
the
actors.
other
America
one?
too.
What's the other one with the Carter with Wesley Snipes?
Oh, you talking about,
Mm.
oh yeah,
New Jack City.
yeah, New Jack
Jack
City
City.
is the
Yep.
other one.
That's
Yeah,
one of my
bro.
favorite ones.
Snakes
Yeah.
on the
That's an
Plane.
old classic.
New
Yeah.
Jack City and White Man Can't Jump. Boy,
White Man
he
Can't Jump.
killed it in
He
White
killed
Man
in that
Can't
one.
Jump, bro.
Yeah, he did.
He
It takes
killed that
work.
role.
It takes hard work to look this pretty.
Hard work to look this
Look
pretty.
this pretty.
Hey,
Yeah.
them boys was getting after it on the basketball court. I had everybody want to
Yeah, they
be
was.
hoopers.
They did. Yeah. Everybody out there on the court. Yep. Pick 'em
Yeah,
up games
yeah.
was like going through the roof.
It
That was
was.
back in the day with pick 'em up games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
It was big
Cats
money
going
too,
to the
man.
trunk after. Hey,
Every
Cats going
day.
to the trunk after the game, bro. They
Yeah,
mad.
getting the get.
Yeah. Right.
Get the
Everybody
gat,
go
get
to
the
the
gat,
truck
get the
now.
gat.
Hey, by the
Right.
way,
I'm
real
like,
quick, I don't know why I thought of this.
it
But
ain't the same no more.
shout out to my man Andrevius. He just became a father. Congratulations to you, bro. Toast to you,
Yeah,
Who became a
he did.
father?
Andrevius.
Dravians. Yeah,
Dre
this first
who?
one.
Huh? Yes,
And
Dre.
Dre
Dravius.
who?
Huh?
Yep.
Andrevius who?
Andrevius Shaw,
Yeah,
man. You know Andrevius, your boy Andrevius. Click
Bro, I got
back.
a baby?
Yeah, man. He became a
yeah,
father
yeah.
yesterday.
This person became a father
Oh hell no! I
a
gotta
couple of
hit
days ago.
up. He done. He done ski.
Shout out to Andrevius, man.
Oh,
Yep.
Jay, man. Shout out to Dre, man. You a pop? You the pappy now? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yep. I think it was
So anyway,
last Tuesday. Was it Tuesday?
the
Oh yeah, I
battle
think it was on
of
Tuesday.
real quick, let's get to the championship game, the Chef Drew special, which is the NFC championship game, which is the AFC East, NFC Eagles, NFC Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Washington Commanders. Two black quarterbacks, which is awesome. I like to see that. And Jalen Hurts, and of course the new gunslinger in town, Jaden Daniels, which by the way killed my Gators a couple of years ago. God damn it, I can't stand it. Anyway,
He did.
that's neither here nor there. And you know what's funny is, Crypto and I were just talking privately today, talking about how the NFC East pretty much has a winning record against the AFC East in Super Bowls. We have we lost to Dolphins has two losses to NFC East teams. The Patriots lost 3 times to NFC East teams, and of course Buffalo lost all 4 times to NFC East teams. So if let's say Buffalo plays the Eagles, they'll have a complete set because they would have lost to the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Giants, and now the Eagles.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. They would have lost to all 4 NFC East teams.
That's
Yeah,
crazy,
that
bro.
is crazy. All of their 5 losses will be to that one single division,
And we can't beat them. That's crazy.
and we can't. Right? Like what?
Make no sense, bro.
And we got 2. We only got 2. I think us and the Patriots are the only teams to beat that division in the Super Bowl. I think we're like
Hey,
2-9. Combined record is 2-9 against that division in the Super
listen,
Bowl.
we all know that I'm Cuban descent, right?
Right.
If Buffalo Bills were to play Fidel Castro and his and you know what I'm saying, I'd be rooting for Fidel Castro. That's how much I hate the Buffalo Bills.
Damn, that much, huh?
That's crucial. You with Fidel versus Buffalo. Damn.
Yeah. If they told me, listen, the only way we could end world hunger is the Buffalo Bills has to win the Super Bowl. I'm like, I'm sorry, everybody's gonna have to starve.
That's crazy. You dirty dog.
No, damn, Shake. I guess I got to stock up on my food just in case.
For real.
But at any rate, we got the Washington Commanders
Oh
taking on the
man.
Philadelphia Eagles. Look, man, I think it's irony if we had, it's crazy to think that we had the defensive coordinator that's on the Philadelphia Eagles is one game away from the Super Bowl. What does that tell you? Is that an indictment on us, or you know what I'm saying? Because look, I refuse to
Right.
believe that he didn't do his job to the best of his ability before he left, because he's old
Yeah, he
school.
did a good job. I ain't had no
Yeah,
problem with Vic Fangio.
yeah. I think
I
it
don't
was the
think
fact that he couldn't handle the like you said today in the show, this fucking what'd you say, this what is it, I forgot what kind of lifestyle you said. It was like country club lifestyle.
yeah, the country club
Um,
lifestyle. And honestly, I
mhm.
mean, I've coached at high schools that the head coach kind
Right.
of had a country club atmosphere. And it
Mhm.
just gets annoying, bro. Like you have players like talking back to coaches, you have players doing what they want to do. You can't hold players accountable because the head coach
Right.
doesn't say anything. Like that shit becomes
Yeah.
super annoying, right? And that's
Yeah. Yeah.
why
Definitely.
I'm sure some of these coaches are like, man, this is a shit show. I'm out of here, right?
I'm out of here. Right.
Because
Yeah.
of that. And I don't want to say that's the case, but I know partly deep down, this is some of the reason why the Miami Dolphins aren't successful, right? Because it's
Yeah.
just too lax of an atmosphere. Guys aren't being held
Yeah.
accountable. There aren't high expectations. So you don't get the results that you need.
Right.
Uh, And,
He
and
wanted
that's
to be to have more of a say too. To say, hey, I want to discipline these guys the way I want to.
yeah, and I think that's fair, especially if
None of
the
this good
head
cop,
coach,
bad cop stuff.
right? Because honestly, I mean, if it's my unit, I want to be able to run my unit how I run my unit. Like you're focused on offense, you focus on offense. I focus on the defense. These are my guys. I discipline them. I play who I want to play. And Mike McDaniel was probably just like, yeah, this won't work because Mike McDaniel wants a yes man, or he wants a guy who's going
Yeah.
to work with him at the
Yeah.
least.
Right.
So it's tough,
And
but he got
and
to figure it out.
and I refuse to believe,
Mhm.
'cause again, he's old school. I refuse to believe that he had Philadelphia on his mind, because that's bullcrap. Because look, what people don't refuse to realize is the fact that before he signed the dotted line, he had a gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, and if he was that way, he could have. Because remember, they hired the defensive coordinator right before he signed the dotted line. He could have
Right.
reneged in the contract and said, "You know what? I'm going to Philadelphia." But he was a man of his word, and he stayed in Miami.
Right.
Yeah.
He could have
Exactly.
went to Philadelphia last year if he wanted to.
Yeah, study this year. Yeah. He didn't
Yeah,
have to wait to the he could have signed with them early. Remember, he was waiting to the very, very last moment.
yeah, it
So
just sucks, man. The Miami Dolphins gotta figure out this situation, this coaching situation, and this culture that they have. Like they gotta figure out a way to be better and hold guys accountable. I mean, you can't get it by being friendly with everybody. Some point you're gonna have to hurt somebody's feelings. Like that's just the nature of it.
let me ask you this. Let's make our picks, and then I'll ask you this question.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right.
We got Philadelphia and of course Washington. I'm sorry, but I think Philadelphia. I think they got the hot hand. They got the coaching experience. Jalen Hurts,
Mm-hmm.
he's a dog in his own right. I'm going with Philadelphia.
Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna take Philly too. I'm a big Jalen Carter fan. He's from Orlando. He actually went to Apopka High School too, Shaq.
That's what's up.
Man.
He's a beast. So he's a straight dog, and I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
they get to the
Interesting.
Super Bowl and end up beating Mahomes or Josh Allen, because I don't want to see an
Right.
AFC team win. I just don't want to see an AFC team win.
Me neither.
So,
I'm the same way.
I am Shake Money, and I approve this message.
I just I hate I hate the AFC teams, so I'm just tired of seeing these teams win. But yeah, I'm going with the Eagles too. Crypto, who you got?
I would say that I may not be a football expert, but I did sleep at the Holiday Inn last night. But I'll say this. I'm going to do something what I did. I'm going to play reverse psychology on myself. Listen, I want the Commanders to win, but I'm going to pick the Eagles to win. So what I'm going to do, so I can kind of double jinx it. So I'm going to pick Philly so the football gods can make Washington win. That's how I'm going to do it. So I'm picking Philly. I'm going to play reverse psychology on myself with this one. 'Cause remember last year when you was up here, CB83, we did the championship game. I picked Baltimore and I picked the Lions, and they both lost. I was like, shit.
Who did I
need to do something a little different. I think we both picked the same. I think we both picked Baltimore and the Lions. I think we both picked the same.
NFC side? Who ended up
winning?
winning?
The 49ers end up winning, and then Chiefs end up winning. Yeah. I was like, I didn't want them two teams to win, so I'm picking losers. So this time, I'm intentionally pick the winner so I can win on the other side. So I'm gonna say, hey,
I'm interested to see who you're gonna pick for this AFC side, though.
I'm picking. That's why I'm picking. That's why I said I'm gonna pick the Eagles intentionally, even though I quietly want the Washington to win.
I wouldn't
come out the other way.
I wouldn't mind Washington winning either. I'm from.
Yeah.
I went to school in.
It'll
DC,
be a brand
so
new thing, though. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you went to school here, so
I went to school in DC, so I got love for the Commanders. Got love for them.
Right. Oh man, I only can imagine this area. If they was to make it, I ain't gonna be able to drive that whole week. It's just I'm gonna have to Uber to work. all the universities, 16th Street, all those gonna be crazy.
Hey, and all the Dallas fans in the DMV are gonna be hurt too, boy. It's a lot of Dallas fans in the
Dallas fans up here. Yep. We got Eagles fans up here too. Matter of fact, my homeboy is an Eagles fan.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. I was like, they're gonna be hurt. So it's gonna be bad.
It's crazy. Who you got, Shake? Who you got on the AFC side, man?
Well, we will get there. We haven't got there yet.
Oh, we haven't got there yet. Okay.
Yep.
So
yeah, but I'm gonna pencil in the Eagles, and I'm gonna go on a Bet USA and put the money on the Commanders. That's how I'm gonna do it. Because I really wouldn't mind, but I do think the NFC is going to beat the winner of the AFC, though. That I do think that's so. I think the winner of this game wins the Super Bowl.
So let me ask you this question, CB. Being that you were a coach, right? Can you ever recall a time where you had to put a foot in someone's ass and had kind of like and they went to the head coach and be like, no, you know what, I need, something like that.
Yeah, it happens,
Conflict.
man. I mean, I had a huge kid, right? I think he was like 6'5", 330 or something like that. And he was just soft. Like he just wouldn't like get in front of guys. He wouldn't block. He would just let guys run right past him. He wouldn't like lock in on his assignments. But he was huge, like just massive. But I had to tell
Maybe Huey.
Bro, and I was telling him,
You
like,
said
bro,
Baby Huey?
you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I can't put you in there until you start doing what you're supposed to be doing. And he run to the coach and Coach Batten don't like me. Bro, it's not about me liking you. I just want you. I'm trying to get you to do the right thing. He can't get through the drills, he can't practice. It was just always something. So you have players like that you struggle with, but you try to bring them along. And sometimes they're just too hard-headed, man. And, sometimes it happens like that. It sucks. But, kids will be kids, and they're not mature enough to handle it. And, I'm sure he learned as a result of that, bro, I got to be better.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to earn it,
Yeah.
right?
You got to earn it, bro. You always got to earn it, man. And what's sad is the kids who are the least talented are always working the hardest, and the kids who are the most talented are just like casually going through the motions, right? And that's how I have to have these conversations with my son. It's like, bro, you're talented, you have all the ability, but just imagine if you combine it with a consistent work ethic of just putting in the work. Bro, you can be anything you want to be, but you gotta work at it because you have the talent. You're gonna have the size, the speed, all of that. You just gotta continue to work at it and get better at your craft.
Oh man, this kicks me in the nuts. This feels like a kick in the nuts to say this, but it has to be said. Tom Brady, bro, he's not a physical specimen.
Nah.
He's not. He doesn't have a special arm. He doesn't have athletic gifts. But the freaking guy works his fucking ass off. I'll never forget his first year in Tampa during the pandemic. This motherfucker was being chased out of parks because he wanted to work with his guys. They were chasing him out of parks, bro. The police were.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because he just wanted to get to work, and he knew he wanted to be a step ahead of everybody, right? Because he knew he wasn't the fastest. He knew he wasn't the strongest. He knew he didn't have the biggest arm. He knew he had to work at it. He knew he wanted to be 1 step, 2 steps ahead of guys because guys weren't going to outwork him. It just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So he took it serious.
Oh, yeah. And believe it or not, in my job, one of the things that gives me the edge is I look at the guy who works the hardest. That's my standard. I got to outwork him.
Yeah.
You outwork the guy that works the hardest. You know what I'm saying? So whoever number one is,
go chase him.
Yeah. Unfortunately, now I'm the number one now, so I don't have to worry
big
about
dog. There you go.
Right.
They chasing you now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's what's up, man. Well, hey, let's get to this. Let's
say
get
good
to
luck
this
with
NFC.
that.
Let's get to this AFC, man.
Let's say AFC. I'm sorry, man.
AFC.
I don't mean to hold you up too much, brother.
Nah, you good. You good.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Fins Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Fins Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
And of course, Today's
There you go.
feature item is the coffee mugs.
Sick.
Coming soon, the Insomnia coffee mug.
I like it. And it's all
Yes.
black.
Yeah. So the TFTG game of the week is the Buffalo Bills and the Chiefs. I'm just gonna say I'm rooting for the Chiefs and leave it at that.
My man say he
What
roots
you
for
say? The
Chiefs.
Bills shake?
No, listen. Unfortunately, I don't know what I did to the football gods. They fucking hate my guts right now. So I think, listen, my heart is saying the Chiefs, but if you ask my wallet, I'm saying Buffalo.
Okay. I think
Unfortunately, look, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to go into Kansas City and finally get over that hump because it's hard for a team to win 3 in a row.
it is. It's hard
It
to win
is,
3 in a
right.
row. We'll see though. I think man, this is tough because I don't want to see Mahomes win again, and I really don't want to see Josh Allen win one. So
I
I'm
know this is the worst pick.
I'm still going with the Chiefs and hoping that the
It's
NFC
like
team.
Listen, this game is like die by fire or die by ice. I don't
It
care.
is.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I'm hoping the Chiefs get the win and then they end up losing to the NFC team. That's my hope.
Yep.
I approve that message.
Yep.
Listen, but if you're asking me, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to win this game. I think they're going to finally get over their hump.
Okay.
All right, I hear you.
Think they breaks the spell.
And you know me, it rips my heart to say that, but I got to keep it real.
I hear you.
They have been playing well. They've overcome a lot of bad, negative stuff that happened in the locker room. The whole Stephon Diggs thing, the whole rebuilding the offense to different look with Cook and all that other stuff. Yeah, they kind of like they staved off the the decline that everybody was kind of forecasting them to have this year. And it's like, okay, it was, they played a lot better than everybody thought they would. So they kind of surprised a lot of people in a way. Well, at least a lot of people in Miami. I'm sure in Buffalo they didn't probably think that, but definitely in our fan bases, the Jets, Patriots, and Dolphin fan bases were.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
like,
where
nope, they're
don't mind being
toast.
wrong.
They don't have Diggs no more. They don't have Gabe Davis no more. It's like everybody was leaving. Everybody in their defense got Trey White, all of them. Everybody was out the door. It's like, how they gonna survive all that? Turnover. They found a way. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So
I wish we could survive that kind of turnover. I'm gonna say, like I did with the NFC, I'm gonna say Buffalo because I definitely want Kansas City win. So that means we're gonna have the Chiefs versus the Commanders in the Super Bowl.
I mean, listen, from your lips to God's ears, I'm telling you right
Yeah. Right. So we're all gonna have a Chiefs Commanders because I picked the Eagles and the and the Bills. Oh.
You got CB?
Yeah, I just told you I got the I gotta
my
have
bad.
the I gotta
I've
have
been
the
drinking
Chiefs.
too much.
I gotta have the
The
Chiefs in
Chiefs.
this one.
Yeah.
I can't have
Yeah,
Josh
it's
Allen. I
crazy.
don't want to see Buffalo Bills win shit. So
Can you imagine if the Chiefs actually do three-peat though? That means what do you think the rest of the league GMs are going to be thinking about that? Like, how in the world do we construct the team to overcome them? You think that's going to truly be everybody focused? They just going to forget about the division?
But you know the best part?
How do we beat the Chiefs? If they
But you know the best
pull
part
it off?
about that is? You know the best part about that is? If, let's say, for
Mhm.
instance, Chief do get 3-peat, you know the best part is? The Buffalo Bills gave them Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
That 10th overall pick.
damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
Yep. That's the best thing about it. The Bills gave them the guy that's doing it right. Yep. Man, I can only imagine every
They coulda
GM
had-
of the other 31 teams sitting in the room and
I
say,
want you to think about
how
this.
did this happen?
They could have had Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the Bills could have had Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson on their team.
That's wild.
Man, that really would have been a nightmare for the Dolphins. The whole division would be out of reach for about a decade.
And listen, I'd be a fan of fucking lacrosse.
That's
Lacrosse. Man, what about Manchester United? What about Manchester United?
I started watching lacrosse. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Damn.
But anyway,
I start watching chess.
Hey, let me first and foremost say how what an honor it is that I get to call you friend, and I just want to thank you for supporting my many ventures, whether it's here or on Larry K.
Always say, you know what time it is, bro.
You mean a lot to me, man. And
Man,
at the end of the day,
a pleasure, man.
I know you and El Capitan and Color have gotten
go at it.
differences, but
it's
you know
fun
what,
banter.
One thing I know, but
Yeah.
one thing I'm proud to say I've never said, hey, I'm on one side or the other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real, man. That's real.
And again,
yeah.
Us
Dolphins
you
fan,
mean a lot to me, bro.
we disgruntled,
Close to
man.
you, man.
We're like
Hey,
married
cheers,
with
Shay.
children, you know.
Yeah, bro. It is what it is. And honestly,
Al Bundy.
I appreciate you being that type of person, because a lot of dudes would pick sides and be like, oh, well, this guy, he supports me in this, so I gotta, bro. No, I appreciate you being down the middle. We need more people like you in the community, bro, because I mean, you stand on what you stand on, and you don't jump off your square, bro. And that's respectable. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see in men. That's good character, bro. So, Crypto, I appreciate you. Shake Money, I appreciate you. I'm gonna support y'all in whatever y'all do, bro. I got love for y'all.
Same and vice versa, man.
Straight up,
versa, man.
Straight up, bro. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate you having me, Shake.
Man.
Yeah. I appreciate y'all, man. Hey, y'all boys, hold it down. Hey, if y'all don't subscribe to this, support Insomnia. Hey, my dog got the merch coming out next week. Come on, man. Get it cracking. Let's get it cracking. Let's go.
Like I said, we're gonna have. Hey, listen. Eventually, when I get my the Insomnia shirt, whatever, I would like to do a shirt
swap. Okay, yeah, we'll do
swaps.
it. We'll do it. Let's make it happen, man. Hey, I appreciate you, man. I'll see y'all boys soon, man.
Man, be safe, my brother. Be safe.
All right,
safe, CB.
All right, later,
Peace.
fellas.
Yep.
And that's my man CB right there, man.
CB83. Yep.
I tell you what, this
CB83.
whiskey, man. I tell you one thing about this whiskey, man. Holy shit, I'm hot as fuck now.
So that means you got, was that Fireball whiskey? I mean,
no,
what
this
is it?
Bullet bourbon.
Bullet bourbon. So it's not spiked with anything.
No,
it's not spiked.
No, it's spiked. It has whiskey, bullet bourbon. It's old fashioned.
I'm talking about like with cinnamon or
no,
rose or what do you call it, basil or nothing like that. Okay.
So let's talk real quick,
cool.
me and you, man.
That's cool.
And speaking of appreciation, and I know this ain't the bourbon talking, but I've said this a lot, man. Crypto. I don't think I could see myself doing this without you, my brother. Thank you, man, for all the support you've given me as well.
Likewise. For sure, man. For sure. Likewise, man.
Yeah, for sure. So
most definitely, man.
We
couldn't do it without you, man. Especially doing when I'm driving, making long drives, the long 7-8 hour shows when I'm on the road and going to different venues, and we do a stream. I love it when we're doing a stream overnights and stuff like that. When I'm driving to different cities in America, we definitely keep those up with the road shows for the upcoming season, and holding it down for that amount of time. We definitely appreciate it.
I'll never forget the first time I really had an interaction with you was an argument about Devontae Parker.
Right.
Yeah, I was the first person off that train trying to gather all the troops to say it.
Hey man,
yeah,
I'm still a Devontae Parker fan.
I loved him when he came in for the first 3 years, and that was it.
Yeah.
I turned in my test paper, and I said it's time to turn in the exam.
Mhm. No,
Yeah,
but
man.
one thing I will say, I had to agree with you is the fact that if two that two, I mean, if we had like Fitz, if we had Justin Herbert, then I think Devontae Parker would have been.
I would have advocated
Yeah,
for him to stay. I would
yeah,
have been more like
but
he
being
needs to
that
stay. Yeah,
Tua, didn't play with that. That's not the type of receivers that he's well with. People don't
right.
realize that that's why I picked. That's why I'm picking Mac Jones, because again,
Mhm.
he knows
Right.
how to play with that style of offense. The offense that the Alabama offense, he's played with that offense.
Yeah.
He's
Think
he,
about
he
the four receivers he had:
yeah,
Devontae Smith, Waddle,
mhm,
Jerry Judy, Henry Ruggs. That skill
exactly.
set was all similar to each other. That nowhere in that lineup you could say Devontae Parker was equivalent to any of those four receivers I just named. So there you go. If you're gonna build Alabama version in the NFL for Tua, it was unquestionable that Devontae had to go. If you
And
wanted
not
to
to
build
mention,
Alabama version
so
of
why not get his backup
at
in
the NFL
college?
level,
You know what I mean? Why not get his backup?
and why not get his backup? Yeah, in that aspect, yeah, you get his backup in college so he could fill in, run the offense when he's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he filled in pretty well and ran Alabama's offense perfectly when he wasn't there. He won the national title. And
Not to mention,
what you go, yeah.
one thing about Nick Saban, he said that one thing he said about Nick Saban, about Mac Jones, was that he was a film junkie, that he was actually,
Hmm.
and he was good in the film room.
Yeah. That might be feasible. If we go to feasible top flight backup, we could steal Mac Jones from him. And
Yeah, because Mac Jones
he
ain't,
could
ain't,
be the
ain't really
bridge
going for
to our
nothing right
guy.
now.
So I will have the room because they keep in two for this 1 year. It will be two of Mac Jones and then a rookie quarterback in the second or third round.
Hmm.
And that'll be my room going into
Yeah.
next year. Because Mac, let's say Mac get thrusted in there after week 3. We know he's playing 2 to 3 games minimum, right?
Hmm.
And if Mac doesn't play well and he does good, the rookies definitely the cry for him will be to come in right away in week 9, because we know at that point the season's pretty much in a crapper. Everybody's pretty much on pins and needles, and we probably on our interim head coach at that point. So
Let me ask
you
you
got
this.
nothing to lose at week 9 starting the rookie. You know what I'm saying?
What's funny is too is every Dolphin fan. I could speak for every Dolphin fan. If, let's say, for instance, Mac Jones does the job, gets you to the Super Bowl, gets you, where you
Oh,
need
he
to
does a
be.
Nick Foles. He
Yeah,
pulls off a Nick Foles. Okay. Okay. Oh, then
Dolphin fans
Tua's gone.
ain't gonna get mad.
He's automatically gone at that point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
You're not gonna be
Yeah,
like,
Mac.
holy crap. I
Right.
hate it that Mac Jones won us the Super Bowl. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn.
They not gonna care. They gonna forget about Tua so fast. They
Oh,
could be
you gonna
like,
forget about
Tua
Marino.
who? Yeah.
Marino who?
And then they got to keep that same argument, right? Remember they were saying if Tua wins, we got to put him at Marino. Keep that same energy. Mac Jones do it. Mac Jones pulls it out and pulls it off of Nick Foles. I want to see everybody calling for a statue.
Hmm.
We got to get rid of Marino statue, put a Mac Jones statue. I want to keep that same energy.
But all right. So, hey, let me ask you this: how many vacancy jobs we got? Unfortunately, the Jets got the defensive coordinator for the Eagles. I mean the Lions.
Mhm.
Then we have the Bears has Ben Johnson, which, by the way, your I think your prediction of 4,000 yards for that young man is going to be, I think, it's going to happen next year. Book it right now. Caleb Williams is going to get 4,000 yards next year.
Yeah.
Book it.
Look it, I'm on board with that. I called for it this year, and then it's a sluggish start, and then
It
people start
almost
dropping
happened, though.
like
It almost
flies.
happened.
It almost happened. It almost happened. He will be, put it like this, he will be their first 4,000-yard passer. That I do know. And you know what? Because Ben Johnson, like I said, is such a good offensive coordinator. They're going to get a lot of deep action passes, crossers. There's going to be a lot of stuff you saw with the Lions and the way they attack on offense. Caleb, with his mobility, also can open up a lot of stuff. So I think this is going to be the season. You're right, Shake. Now that Ben Johnson is the coach, I think that's when it finally happened. Duze, maybe 1,500 yards. Keenan Allen, maybe right around 11 something. More, another 12 to 1,300. Yeah, I definitely see it. And with the running backs getting a combination about 8, maybe 6 to 800 yards, there you go. They finally get it done because the receiving core is there, running backs is there. So, and then they got the offensive-minded head coach. Yeah, they'll get it done. And I don't know what's gonna happen with the other teams, the Jacksonville's and all the other teams that's got new head coaches. If
You think
if Flores ends up with if Flores ends up the Raiders or Cowboys, that'll be interesting. If Jerry Jones do hire him, but
actually,
what's
if
his
I
name?
do, I hope
They
somewhere.
did interview him though.
If I do hope Flores goes somewhere, I hope he goes to Jacksonville.
Yes, that would be nice to see him in Jacksonville.
Because Flores
That
has
would be
one
nice.
more shot. This is his last strike. Unfortunately,
he'll have Sunshine as his quarterback, so he'll at least have the prototypical quarterback that he wanted to get with Love. I'm not saying they're the same body type. As far as the physical traits are more like, okay, one's 6'4", 200 pounds, 220 something pounds. The other one's 6'4", 6'5". So he's got a quarterback with good arm talent that can run an offense, that style of offense he wants to run.
By the way,
so
real quick,
Jacksonville's a good spot for him.
While we were talking, I was looking up. Caleb Williams was 500 yards short of 4,000.
Yeah, 500 yards, 2 games.
In his rookie season.
Basically, he could have get that in 2 games. Let's think about it. Jalen Daniels, even though he had the rushing yards to go with his passing, Caleb Williams, Jalen Daniels, I think if I'm right, the passing yards total was almost identical. If you look up Jalen Daniels now, I think Jalen Daniels was around the 3,500 mark too, wasn't he?
I'm going to look that up right now, real quick. Give me a second.
The only major difference was he added the 900 rushing. As far as passing yards, their passing them was almost the same as far as the yardage. He had a quietly not a bad rookie season when you think about it. I think he only threw 6 interceptions. So he threw less picks than Daniels because, not Daniels, than Daniels. Because Daniels did so well otherwise, and obviously his team success, it just drowns out the Bo Nix's success and Caleb Williams, because Caleb Williams' team success was bad. But as far as his individual numbers, 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, or something like that? Think about C.J. Stroud's rookie year. It was only like 1 interception more and 3 less touchdowns. Right? That was really Caleb Williams' only difference from C.J. Stroud. And CJ Stroud may have had more yards because his average yards per game was higher. That's where he separated
Okay.
himself.
No wonder. Okay, never mind.
Because CJ had 23 and 5, Caleb had 20
Yeah.
and 6.
Yeah, Jalen Daniels had 3,568 yards, so it's pretty much the same yards.
Right, exactly the same yardage.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, the really thing that made him, because he was more of a dual threat, was separated those two. As far as the passing yards,
Yeah,
they're
Jalen
virtually
Daniels had
identical. 91 yards
91 yard
rushing.
rushing yards.
On the ground. And I think Caleb Williams had maybe half of that, if not. You know, he may have had maybe just half of that. So you figure his rookie season wasn't all that bad. It's just the Bears did so bad as a team. It makes it like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
that's why Jalen's obviously getting all the attention because his team is winning. It's converting into wins on the field more so. Caleb Williams' impact is not converting it to team wins.
Actually, Caleb Williams ran for 489 yards.
Right, about half of that, about almost
Yeah.
half of that, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's truly the only difference. He had 400 more yards. You divide that by 17 games. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
That's what 15 yards extra per game or something like that. No, maybe more than that. Maybe 20. What is 17 times 20? That's 3,400. So yeah, about 25. We'll round it up. About 25 more yards per game with his legs that he did. Now the completion percentages. What was you got the numbers in front of you? Because Jalen, I think, was number 1 in completion percentage. He was like 72% or something between the two.
Right now I'm looking at Caleb Williams.
What was his completion percentage? If it was somewhere in that mid to high 60s, then it's okay. Well, that's higher than Dan Marino's, but that's neither here nor there.
62.5, and hold on, let me look up James Daniels.
James Dan was 72. He was in the 70s. But see, it was a 10-point difference there. So he's completing an extra 1 out of every 10 passes.
James Daniels was 69.9, 69.0.
69.0.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he got for the season. Okay. So 8 percentage point or 7 percentage point difference. So he completed an extra 7 out of every 100 passes.
Yep.
Given that he completed an extra 7 out of 100 every 100 passes, the yardage wasn't that different at all. So basically, on the yardage per completion, that would tell me that Caleb Williams had a higher yards per completion, if I'm reading that right.
Uh-huh.
Because if the yardage total was the same and Jalen Daniels had a higher completion percentage, that means Caleb Williams had more usage out of his passing completions. He got more production out of his passing completions because he completed a lower percentage, but yet had the same amount of yards. That tells me Caleb Williams actually was better than him in yards per completion, if I'm reading that right. Because you said the yardage total was 35 something and the other one was 35 something, right?
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna tell you the exact numbers real quick. All right.
Because you're looking at 35 something.
Okay, let me
It's got to be real close, if not better.
Let's start off with standings. Let's start off with Jane Daniels, right?
All right.
You son of a bitch. Standings. All right. Stats. All right. Jane Daniels. Okay, I gotta remember to put
Yeah, his team
regular
success
season,
is
not
right.
postseason. All right.
Right.
Jane Daniels. He is complete games played 17, completions 331 out of 480 attempts, 69 little perv. 69 completions percentage with 350 300 3,568 yards total.
3,568 yards total. Okay.
25 touchdowns and 9 interceptions.
Right.
And
So
then,
he's
of
got
course, with
more touchdowns. He
800,
got 5 more touchdowns, but also 3 more interceptions. Go ahead.
891 yards rushing, 7 touchdowns with 6 touchdowns. So he has 6 rushing touchdowns. That's Jaden
Right.
Daniels.
That puts him up to 31 total touchdowns. This is what the Josh Allen fans like to argue because they add the rushing part as touchdowns, and it's a part of his totals versus his interceptions. I mean total turnovers, because we don't, unless they're gonna show you how many times he fumbled and lost it, then that will be total touchdowns versus total turnovers. So just the passing, I'm just focusing on the air yardage, the passing part of it, not the running part. What's his completion percentage? Is 69.
69.
What is his yards? What is his yards per completion?
I'm not sure, but let me look at.
They don't have that.
I'm looking at. Let me look at.
It should be on the
Chicago.
ESPN. Yeah.
Chicago. My time of town, Chicago. All right, now
Matter of fact, I could
Chicago.
do that because you said how many yards? It was 3,560 some yards.
Mm-hmm. So here we go. We have 562 attempts.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I have to divide that into that
with
per completion.
351 completions. He's had a 62.5 completion percentage. 3,541 yards.
What's the next category after that?
20 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Caleb Williams.
Yeah, that's a low number of interceptions. Yeah.
Caleb Williams ran for 489 yards with 0 touchdowns. Rushing.
Right. He didn't have no rushing touchdowns. Right. Right. So he's stuck at 20 total.
I tell you what, considering the team he was playing for, the first year coach he was playing for, because look, Dan Quinn is this. He got to the Super Bowl with the Atlanta Falcons, so he was
Yeah, he's more of an experienced coach than the
head coach.
than Caleb's got. Yeah, right. He's much more experienced than Caleb's
Not to mention,
guy. Yeah.
he's look at the division he's fucking playing in.
Yeah. Yeah, Commanders only had to really worry about one team. The Bears had to worry about 3 teams that make the playoffs ahead of them.
They had 3 teams that made the playoffs.
Hardest division. That's what I'm saying. It was the hardest division in football this year, the best division.
Yeah.
There are 2 teams that won 14 or more games.
Tampa and fucking the Saints.
Yeah. So it's much more competitive in the North than it was the East.
I'm sorry. I'm tripping. But anyway, yeah, you have the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Giants. The Giants and the freaking Cowboys, really? Are they really?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. It was more competitive. It was more for Caleb Williams to overcome in his division than Jalen Daniels in his division. By far. So you look at that, the pathway is pretty the path that they had to go, given the Bears how they started out the season 4-2, and I thought they was gonna be the one to be the sneak in ahead of the Vikings, but yeah, that's crazy. I think the Commanders, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think, man. And you said what was his numbers again? You said 30, 35, 61 for Williams, or whose numbers was that? What's the yardage on Williams?
Which one? Williams?
Yeah. What's his yardage?
Hold on. All right. Chicago. Oh, I ain't say Buccaneers, you cocksucker. I said Chicago.
I completed more. So yeah, that tells me that Caleb Williams' yards per completion has definitely got to be higher. Because he completed less passes.
Washington, because Washington, they're not being such a fucking cocksucker, motherfucker, mother. Stats here. All right, Jane Daniels. What are you looking for?
His total yards, his yards.
He has total yards. Oh, I gotta keep fucking putting regular season. His regular season is 3,568 yards.
3,568.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Daniels.
That's Daniels. Yeah,
3,568. And what was Williams? 3,540 something.
I'm looking up right now.
Wow, so it's only 20 yards, something difference.
The Bears. 3,541.
Right. So it's only 27 yards difference.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that tells me his yards per completion. Caleb Williams had the higher yards per completion then. Only because we know that Daniels had a higher completion percentage, which means he had more total completions to get to his yards. Williams had less completions to get to his yardage total, which tell me his yards per completion was greater than actually Jalen Daniels. So actually, he was, in colors term, he was more productive in that stat. He got more production out of his completions as a passer. So, so that's, I guess, if I was a Bears fan, I'll be holding on to that one. Pump the brakes, fellas. We didn't have a bad number 1 overall pick overall. I know y'all falling in love with Jalen Daniels, but my guy was better. He was more productive in air yards than this guy was as a passer. He may have been dropping dimes on the bucket to get to his yards, but at least my guys were better and getting more production. We squeezed more juice out of the orange.
Look, these cocksuckers are always trying to fucking find. Oh, he painted his nails. Who gives a fuck if he painted his nails?
That's probably why he's getting a lot of. That's probably why he's getting a lot of what I call blind hate, what I call quiet hate, because they're holding that against him. Kind of like they doing the guy that played for the 76ers. I think his name Jalen. What's his name? Jalen. What's his name? Jalen something. But yeah, he does the same thing with his nails, and he receives a quiet backlash against it, even though the guy's playing pretty good on the court. You know,
Yeah,
they don't they don't.
Rodman painted his nails.
Yeah, Brahmin wore dresses for crying out loud. and wore lipsticks. they didn't. They know he's the best rebounder in NBA history. You know,
Best
never
defender
mind that.
the
Best
best defender
defender.
in NBA history.
The guy dressed up in a wedding dress and say he was marrying himself.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
something like yeah. Caleb does that because Caleb does that. He didn't
Yeah.
stop him from being a good player on the field. It definitely didn't stop him from being the #1 overall pick. The GM of the Bears didn't care about that.
3,500 on a losing team.
On a losing team. Yeah. Yep. On a losing team. Imagine had they won 5 more games or 6 or 7 more games, he's got his 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
And he's probably rushing for another 200. You know, and we're probably talking about him as rookie of the year. You know what I'm saying? In that conversation. You know, it's amazing how if your quarterback play leads to more team success, you by nature drown out your competition. And a lot of people just totally forget that the other rookies like Bo Nix and Williams is having a good year too.
Yep.
Yep. Even Bo Nix. Look at Bo Nix numbers. But matter of fact, I think Bo Nix got more touchdowns than Jalen Daniels.
Damn.
If you get if you look at Bo Nix's numbers, the Denver Bronco fans has an argument because of what Denver's that's sitting at home. Now they're thinking because Jalen Daniels having playoff success, they're forgetting that it's really a regular season award.
Yeah,
Those
so
awards are for the regular season.
This has been a good rookie draft class.
Yeah, it's been one of the best rookie draft classes since '83 as a whole. Because back then, '83, they had like 5 or 6 quarterbacks come out. We had 5 or 6 come out this year. And pretty much all of them had great runs, great debuts. So Bo Nix has got, I want to say 30 touchdowns or 29, something like that. Maybe I think it's 29. But he's only got 8 or 9 interceptions. So his ratio is good. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how many rushing touchdowns. I think he maybe only got 1 or 2 rushing touchdowns if you can look at it. I think his totals scoring is higher than Jalen's. I want to say the interception is comparable. The yardage is definitely there. You know. So
yeah, Bo Nix got 3,775 yards.
So yardage is higher than both of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all because his team, the Broncos, were the 7th seed.
Yep, and
you think about it,
30 yards rushing.
Right. So his yardage is 400 less, right? Then so about 25 yards a game extra again. 25 yards difference. That's a scramble here. There are 2 difference.
Mm-hmm.
You know, picking up an extra first down, leading you to them extra 3 wins because I think they won 12 games. Broncos won 10, so they won 2 more games in just the competitive division. The Broncos are they're in the Chiefs division, and the Chargers in that division. They both make the playoffs. All 3 of them make the playoffs. Matter of fact, you could argue that Bo Nix's path was harder because 3 of his teams in that division make the playoffs. Only 2 teams in the NFC East make the playoffs. So it's not quite as overwhelming as far as these rookies, one versus the other, as most people, as it may seem, because we got recency bias when it comes to Daniels, right, and his success. But they forget that Bo Nix is doing the same thing.
We got a brother from our fellow brother, Finn's tailgate brother Lewis. He's on this Jaden Daniels hype train. So
yeah, I said that Jalen was going to be the best rookie going into the season, and I projected the Washington to be a playoff team, but I didn't project this much success overall compared to the rest of the field. I just said he's going to be the best in his rookie class out of just only with the rookies by themselves, right? But
yeah, but
Lewis just took it another step, but just isolating the stats by itself and team, it's not as like, okay, he's in the NFC Championship, one step away from the Super Bowl, right? But were we really expecting Bo Nix to beat the Bills, then turn around and go on the road and beat the Chiefs, then follow it up this weekend and beat the Ravens? Because that's who they would end up playing. Because if they'd have beat the Bills, they would have eliminated. The Ravens would have advanced and not, wouldn't have had to play them. So most likely they would have had to be playing the Ravens this week. Bo Nix. If the Broncos would have won, they would eliminate the Bills. They'd have went to play KC at Kansas City. They'd have knocked them off, right? So basically, it would have had to be the same path that the Commanders took when they knocked off the number 1 seed with the Detroit Lions, and they knocked off the when they beat in the wild card weekend, right? I think they won the wild card game. That they first game they played the Tampa. So since they did it in the NFC, Bo Nix's path, you could argue, was harder by default.
Yeah.
The teams they would have had to have beaten, Buffalo and KC back to back. Those two teams are in the championship game.
All I know is not next year, but next year we're going to be playing Denver. So in Denver, I will be at that game for sure.
For sure.
My wife's sister lives in Denver.
I am too. I'll be
that's
there too. I'm going there too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly out there as well. That'll be my Mile High trip.
And then Las Vegas is too, because that's where me and my wife got married.
So because we play that whole division, so we played the 2 road games. Those are the 2 road games for that division.
Vegas and
so the other 2 games are at home. We play the Chiefs at home.
Yeah, we play the Chiefs at home, and we play
and we play the Chargers at home.
Yeah, because remember we played.
God, we might go 0-4 next year against that division. Goodness. Yeah, it's crazy. 1-4.
Yeah,
1-3.
actually 2 games.
I'll say the Raiders. Maybe we might.
Yeah, and Green Bay too. Green Bay too. We got to go to Green Bay.
Denver's getting revenge for sure. I'm marking it in. If we go 16-1, if we go 16-1, I'm like I did last year when I guaranteed we're gonna lose to Tennessee. If we go 16-1, the one game we lose is Tennessee, because I'm guaranteeing the one and only game, even if we go 16-1, or that one loss is definitely coming to the Broncos. They're getting revenge on us no matter what. We go 16-1, we will be losing to the Broncos for sure.
Oh yeah.
So I'll pick that one early. I don't know about the other ones. Yeah. When you put up 70 on a team and they come back, they're looking for blood.
They're looking for blood, cum and sweat.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway,
for sure.
I'm hoping I'll let you know. We might go live this Saturday, depending on things. But if we do, we got a special episode. As always, But anyway, any final thoughts, Crypto, before we sign off, man? And shout out to CB83, the man.
Shout out to
always
CB.
support us, man. He's always
He
supported us.
does.
Yeah.
This is the second annual of his the picks with him in the championship weekend. So we almost made it a tradition by default.
Yeah, pretty much.
CB83 on the show doing championship weekend. So, yep. So that was good. We got our picks in.
And we got to learn a little bit about the HBCU experience. You know what I'm saying?
Experience, yep. HBCU experience. 48 with less than tomorrow's Friday, so it was today's Friday. So you're looking at we're less than 72 hours away from knowing who will be in New Orleans in 2 weeks. Man, the season's almost over, Shake.
Yep.
2 weeks, the season is over, man.
But I tell you what, man. Ever since we started doing our off-season shit, the off-season felt like that, don't it?
Yep. And May we be in the swing of the draft. I mean, not May, but March, the league off year. We'll be diving and making a lot of speculation.
This weekend, I'm gonna be sending the pictures off to HB. He's gonna make the Vice City Insomnia Vice City shirt t-shirt. So
Insomnia Vice City. Okay.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. With that being said, man.
Fins up, everybody.
And fuck Buffalo.
Yep. For sure. Most definitely.
Even though our off season, listen. Before we go, just to reminder, we're gonna have the off season panel with my man of the hour, and Sean from Red Wine and Bills is gonna be coming occasionally. So this off season is gonna be
in
awesome.
February, starting the first Sunday morning after Super Bowl.
So we're gonna be doing draft picks. So
Yeah.
So fins up, everybody.
Fins up, everybody.
Oh yeah, and fuck Buffalo.
Fuck Buffalo.